Starting off the list at number 15, I have Vasily Lomachenko. He's coming off a great performance against George Kambosos, where he broke him down and got a late finish. Lomachenko is surgical in the ring, and his footwork and rhythm make him one of my favorite boxers to watch. At 14, I have Anthony Joshua. He's impressed me a lot as of late, especially with that vicious knockout over Ngannou. I was kind of out on him after those Usyk losses, but to me, they have less of a negative impact now after Usyk beat Fury. I'm really looking forward to see what he can do moving forward. I think he fights Dubois next, which I think he wins, and then eventually, hopefully, he fights Fury. At number 13, I have Devin Haney. A lot of people are hating on him after losing to Garcia, but I think the fact that Garcia tested positive for steroids needs to be factored in a little bit more than I think it is. Even especially too after that one loss, I'm not ready to just discredit everything else he's done so far. Like beating Kambosos twice for the belt, then beating Lomachenko, then moving up in weight and beating Prograis. I mean, that was a pretty good run for him, and I'm not ready to just throw that all away after one loss. I am counting on him to bounce back too. At number 12, I got Jesse Rodriguez. He's only 24 years old, 19-0, just coming off a big win over Sonny Edwards. I got Shakur Stevenson at number 11. A lot of people have been hating on him recently for being boring. I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I definitely don't think you can question his ability. 21-0, and every time he steps in the ring, he just displays such elite defense, footwork, and he's just really good at hitting you and not getting hit, which is what boxing is all about. So anyone that thinks he doesn't belong on this list, I think you don't know boxing. I got Errol Spence Jr. at number 10. He just recently suffered that devastating loss to Terence Crawford. But again, I'm not going to take away all his other accomplishments just because of one loss to the top guy. His exceptional speed is what really stands out to me, and he's one of my favorite boxers. I'm really curious to see what he does moving forward, and I'm hoping that he can come back and have some big fights. I got Tyson Fury at number 9. That loss to Usyk dropped him a bit for me, but I still have him pretty highly regarded. Before that fight, he was undefeated lineal heavyweight champion, and while Usyk did win, that fight was pretty close, so we'll see what happens in the rematch. At number 8, I have David Benavidez, coming off a big win last night, moving on to 29-0. I'm going to address the potential Canelo fight later on, but I think he's moving up, and I think he probably faces the winner of Bivol Beterbiev next in a potential super fight. I think if he wins that, he skyrockets even further up the rankings. Benavidez just has a lot of speed, great head movement, just all around, he's just a great fighter. I got Arthur Beterbiev at 7. He's just an absolute monster. 20-0, all wins by KO, and he should be fighting Bivol next for the undisputed, so we'll see what happens there. Bivol comes in at number 6 for me. I mentioned that big fight against Beterbiev. Really, that's a 50-50 fight. Either guy could win, but I slightly lean Bivol, so that's why I put him ahead. And also that big win against Canelo, too, has to boost his rating a little. I got Gervonta Davis coming in at number 5. Last night, he had a round 8 KO over Frank Martin. Just walked him up against the ropes, landed big bombs, and then put him out. I mean, when you fight Tank, it's just a matter of time before he connects with you and puts you out stiff. I really don't see him losing anytime soon. I got Canelo Alvarez coming in at number 4. He is my favorite fighter, so a little biased, and that ranking could be a little high if I'm being honest. I mean, Canelo hasn't quite looked the same as last few fights, but he still got the job done, other than when he moved up in weight and fought Bivol, who I have at number 6. So I feel like that can't be used to discredit him too much when he's still undisputed at 168. I mentioned that fight against Benavidez that a lot of people are calling for, and they're saying that Canelo's ducking. Which, to be honest, he kind of might be ducking a little, but I feel like when you're Canelo, you kind of can make those calls at his age and stature. I'm kind of giving Canelo the benefit of the doubt here with his legacy and putting him at 4. I got Naoya Inoue at number 3. I mean, I think the last 3 guys are all on the same tier, and either one of them you could put at 1. I just had to pick someone, so I'm going with Inoue at 3. His power at his size is just unbelievable. And the way he just keeps moving up in weight and keeps collecting all the belts is really impressive. Terence Crawford comes in at number 2 for me. Could easily be number 1. and I had him number 1 up until very recently. I mean, his performance against Errol Spence Jr. was honestly one of the greatest sporting performances I've ever witnessed, and Terence Crawford will go down as an all-time great. Alexander Usyk is my pound-for-pound king, 22-0. He started off at cruiserweight, was the undisputed champion, moves up to heavyweight, defeats Anthony Joshua twice, and then faces Tyson Fury, the undefeated lineal heavyweight champion, who had a 7-inch reach advantage and almost 40 pounds over Usyk, and Usyk still got the job done. I mean, that's just the definition of pound for pound, and just an unreal performance by Usyk. I think, to be honest, he has to go down on the short list of greatest boxers of all time.